Hi, today I'll be covering the classic guitar song that is Good Riddance by Green Day. It's an excellent song if you're just getting used to the chord changes on guitar. We'll be using the chords G, C add 9, D and E minor. It's a good fun song to play, it's repetitive, it's quite short and it's good to sing along to. Here we go. Breaking the song down into sections, we have section 1 that consists of an intro, a verse and a final 2 lines, which for simplicity today I'll refer to as a chorus. This section is all picked. The intro begins with a G chord, and in this G chord we have the 3rd finger on the B string and the pinky on the E string. The picking pattern for the G chord plays down twice on the E string, up on the B string, up on the G string, down on the D string and then up on the G string. We play that picking pattern twice. We then move on to a C add 9 chord, which is essentially the G but with the top 2 fingers moved down a string each and played from the A string. The picking pattern for the C add 9 is down, down on the A string, and then as with the G, we play up on the B, up on the G, down on the D, and up on the G. We do that once. We then move on to a D chord, and with this particular D chord, the way that I'm holding it is technically a D sus4, because I've only moved from the C add 9, I've taken the middle finger off and I'm moving the 1st finger down to the G string. But because of the way the picking pattern moves and convenience, I don't need the bottom E string for the picking pattern, so I'm just going to leave that pinky there because we'll be returning to the G in a second. So the picking pattern for the D is down, down on the D, up on the B, up on the G, and down on the D and up on the G again. And we play that once. So as you can see, the picking pattern really is the same through all those 3 chords. The only difference is that we change in from the E string with the 1st note down to the A string for the 1st note and then down to the D string for the 1st note. Playing that in its entirety. That covers the intro. The intro is G twice, C add 9 and D, and we repeat that. We move it on to the verse. So this is when the lyrics come in. We have G again, twice, C add 9, D, G, C add 9, D. It changes here as we go to an E minor. I'm going to leave these 2 fingers here again. The picking pattern for the E minor is the same as the G. We then go to D, C add 9, G, E minor, D, C add 9, G. We're now at the final 2 lines of this section where he sings, "It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right." That's E minor, once, G, back to E minor, G, E minor, D, And that gives us the end of section 1. A quick playthrough. Now here we are at section 2. Section 2 follows exactly the same chord structure as section 1, but we're now going to introduce a strumming pattern. The strumming pattern for section 2 is down, down, up, up, down, up. Now, a common thing I hear from students is that the up strums feel really abrasive, really jarring, and the pick often catches the strings on the way up. So I have spoken to people who've avoided doing up strums. I think it's a really good thing to practice, and it really opens up your capabilities of what you'll be able to go on and play. If you practice, it will become much easier and flow a lot more. So if we look at a simple way to make that feel a bit easier is when you're doing down strums, tilt your pick down a little bit. And when you're doing up strums, tilt your pick in the opposite direction. And this comes from the wrist and from the thumb and the finger that are holding the pick. And what it does is it just works with the direction, and the more you get used to that, it will become a micro movement, so you won't see it quite as much. What we want to do is build up a relaxed way of holding the pick and holding the wrist. So here's a quick playthrough. We now move on to section 3. Section 3 follows the exact same chord structure as section 1 and section 2. In section 3, the first part of that is a string section. So you're going to keep strumming the chords as you have been in section 2, but for the first part, there is a solo string section that creates the build in the song. The vocals only come back in for what I've called so far the chorus. So when we get to the E minor again, and he sings, "It's something unpredictable." After that, we have the ending of the song, which is what was originally the intro, which was G, C add 9 and D. We strum that twice. For what is the ending, it's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson. Have fun, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.